It's 6:30, so I'm going to call us to order. Call to order the general meeting of the Board of Trustees pursuant with the Public Library District. Today is Tuesday, October 14th at 2025. It is the year 2025, and it is 6:30 p.m. So we'll call to order. All right, we'll begin with roll call. Jen here, Heather
here,
Jane here, Julie
here,
Nancy
here.
Matthew here, and Barb, our director, is here. Thanks for being here. Any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to public comment. Just a few guidelines before we begin. All remarks should be addressed to the board rather than to any individual trustee. Neither the board nor the director is expected to respond. This is your time to speak. To promote decorum and mutual respect, members of the public are expected to refrain from displays of approval or disapproval, such as applause or laughter when a speaker is addressing the board. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak. A trustee of the board will keep time. This evening, Jen will be doing that for us. Please wait for her signal to begin so you have your full 3 minutes. It's the responsibility of the board alone to notify a speaker when that time has expired. If the speaker does not give back the floor to the board president will remind them that they are out of order. It would also be out of order for another member of the public to call for that speaker to stop. So please refrain from speaking before, during, or after someone else's public comment and allow the board president to moderate. The board president does retain the right to stop any speaker who uses profanity or abusive language during public comment. If the speaker has a request of the board, that should be made within the 3 minutes allotted speaking time. We'll begin this evening with Elsie.
Well, I'm glad to be here again this month. Go ahead. And I'm sure that everyone was absolutely moved with emotion and pride in country yesterday when thousands and thousands of years turmoil in the Middle East may be resolved. And they're signing peace treaties. And these hostages were coming home yesterday. And the hugs in those families were so tight and so beautiful that you just felt you were in that hug with them. And I was proud that my country was part of this. And I'm sure you were all too. And one way we can show pride in our country, even on bad days, instead of not every day is a rejoicing day like yesterday, we can say in a group the Pledge of Allegiance. And so I'm asking you all to join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance in all of our community. And we have a wonderful flag right here. So let us all say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now you just carry on, because you started in the right way by praising our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Elsie. Next, we'll have Becky.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm back. It's been a little while and I've been kind of keeping an eye on things and it looks like everything's been going pretty good here. The mural is beautiful. I really, really like the mural and I really appreciate all the effort that was put forth. Michelle is an amazing artisan and I know she's got great people that were helping her with that. So thank you for that. And just a fun fact that I actually mentioned to Barb when I came to see the mural, I sold an empty lot that I actually had bought from Virginia Grimes about 5 years ago now. And so the contributing part of the mural, it's like maybe a little bit of my money's up there. Who knows? But Virginia was an amazing woman of the community. She was very proud of her country and her community and her county. And so I start out with my comments with that because I think that that's also a reflection of our community. But we're here tonight because I got wind that little lady named Elsie Morrissey has been attending your meetings since June, I believe. She did run for an elected seat, did not win, that's okay, but she still wants to be engaged and kind of follow along with your progress. And she has a really simple request. Just that on the agenda of our tax-paid municipal meetings here at the Sandwich Public Library, that y'all add the Pledge of Allegiance. I go to a lot of municipal meetings and it's not uncommon. As a matter of fact, if you take a minute to research it, several of the county libraries in our area do have the Pledge of Allegiance. It's a 50-50 split between 5 counties in my research. And of course, it's your guys' choice. But at the end of the day, this is essentially how we represent and we respect our country. And without the freedoms that we have, we wouldn't be able to have the things that we do have in and outside of our library, right? So I know you guys just completed the banned book week. I know that was a statewide thing, and I was kind of following the trajectory of that. And I admit I don't truly understand how it comes to banned books because you can still find them. They're here. It's just we're greatly appreciative of the guardrails that we asked to be put in place. But we shouldn't be banning our Pledge of Allegiance. If we want to be truly First Amendment, if we want to be truly part of this great nation of freedom and First Amendment rights, the Pledge of Allegiance should be at the beginning of your meetings. So I know that there's a process you have to take to do that. But actually, when I did some research, you can actually add it per meeting if you like to, right where it says additions, deletions, changes to the agenda. You could just add it. So one of you amazing people of our community, Christian conservative individuals who live and die for the freedom that you have, you could actually add that.
Thank you.
Take that into consideration if you would, please. Thank you so much.
Next up, we'll have Jim.
Good evening, everybody. Jim Martyr from Oswego. I just got done serving my 4-year term on the Oswego Public Library Board. And I always appreciated that our board president, Terry Tamblin, started every meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'm here to support my friends and the folks in Sandwich and really in the community here that I believe we should have that. It's really because of our First Amendment constitutional rights. It's because of our Constitution that we have the freedoms and we have the ability to have libraries and a library system. I do thank you all for your service. I know you do some work to do this job, and we appreciate what you do for the community.
Thank you. All right. We will now move on to our fourth item on the agenda. That would be to approve the consent agenda, which would include the following: treasurer's report and bills, library account listing and investment portfolio, minutes, including the general meeting of the Library Board of Trustees, August 12th, 2025, the general meeting of the Library Board of Trustees, September 9th, 2025, department reports for September 2025, including the adult services, youth services, marketing and outreach, and the statistics for September 2025. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll move.
Thank you, Jen. Any questions or discussion? Anything you want to remove from consent agenda?
Wait, is the director's report on there too?
No.
It's later? Okay.
Yep.
No, I would just like to extend our praise to our youth services and our marketing and outreach and adult services. Some of the things I read on their reports were very interesting and help us extend our hand out to the public. So I'm gonna write each one of them a note, but wonderful. They did well.
Thank you, Nancy. Any other questions, discussion, anything you need to pull out? Okay, then we will do a roll call vote for our consent agenda. Jen?
Aye.
Heather? Aye. Jane?
Aye.
Julie?
Aye.
Nancy?
Hi.
Matthew? I say aye. All right, we passed our consent agenda. That'll move us on to item number 5, old business, and Barb will walk us through 3 updates to old business.
So A and B scheduled repair for the window replacement was supposed to occur this October. They have been sending me regular emails, but we have not been officially scheduled yet. I think they were pushed back some from the weather. We still have been receiving communication from them, just that we haven't been officially scheduled yet.
Thank you.
Second is the workplace kiosk update. There hasn't been much of an update apart from that we are the second grouping of libraries that are going to participate in this program. And thank you, Jane. Jane wasn't actually able to give me a newspaper that had information about this from one of the first session libraries who are getting that implemented. I'm supposed to be meeting with the representative this month to decide where we want to put the kiosk, and then it should be installed in the library before the end of the year. I will keep updating you as I get more information on that. Emergency action guide. I have not yet, unfortunately, been able to get the first official final draft. Well, that was somewhere, isn't it? Final draft, I guess, is what I should say. Julie gave me a bunch of updates. She went through the whole thing and gave me some edits. So I've been working on getting through all of those, and then I've been working on formatting to make sure everything is consistent and looks the same. And there are still a couple things that I need to do, of which I need to call an electrician to come in and help me verify which panels for the electrical shutoff need to be included in here. I want that in there, but I don't know officially which ones they are. Mike has an idea of which ones they are, but for the full safe shutoff, I want to be 100% certain. So I'm going to be working with both the fire department and an electrician to come in and help verify that for me and relabel some of the panels because they're not all labeled well. Cool. So apart from that, does anybody have any? Oh, there's one more thing. We talked about last time providing a poster because the guide is great, but when you're in an emergency, you're going to need something a bit faster. So I put together some of the primary concepts in the emergency action guide that I thought would potentially be more likely to happen here. And I asked for Jess's help to create a poster around that, which I included in this packet.
It's really pretty.
Excellent. Good. Thank you, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
So my plan is once the guide is done and approved by the board, we'll get that poster printed on 11x17 cardstock, and we'll have that posted throughout the library. Apart from that, does anybody have any questions about it?
It's very thorough.
Yeah, it's
And
taken a lot
Really
of
relates to
time.
what we might possibly run into here, so.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I wanted to cover everything. And there were a lot of pieces in there that Julie caught that were kind of inconsistent or pieces that we were missing. And so that's taken up some time with trying to adjust.
When you're all done, would you print it off and let me look at it one more time?
Of course. Yes. All right, that's my update.
All right, we'll move on to our next item, which would be the director's report, which again, Barb will walk us through.
Last month, we approved closing the Heartland CD and transferring those funds into IL funds. Jane graciously accompanied me to close that account a couple weeks ago, and everything was transferred easily. So that's all complete. So now all of the money that we had decided from those special reserve accounts or CDs and savings were moved into Illinois funds. We've already been making some good, strong interest on it. I think we're going to average around anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 a month. And that can change depending on what the percentage yield is per season. So I already have plans brewing around in my head of how we can implement those funds. Any other questions on that? Okay.
I just wanted to say on your report, the Sandwich Fair doesn't have an E on the end.
Thank you. I've been doing that a lot because I'm a
It's
Renaissance
fair.
fair girl.
Yeah.
I'm a Renaissance fair girl, so whenever I type it,
Yeah.
that's just how I
How it
spell
is.
it. All right, moving on.
Mhm.
So the audit is in progress. I have scheduled an in-person presentation with our audit company for November 11th. So I've provided almost all of the paperwork that they need. Everything's in progress and we should be good to go. Taste of Sandwich and Sandwich Fair booth participation. Just a note that the library participated in both of these. The Sandwich Fair booth, we partnered with the chamber. The chamber pays for a booth at the fair, of which they allow chamber members to sign up for slots to work so that they can promote their businesses or organizations. So the library did it on a Saturday morning, and we did open late that day. We opened at 12 so that the library could participate in that, and it seemed to work perfectly smoothly. The girls, it was Mindy and Emily and Jessica, I'm sorry, Michaela, Jessica, and Emily that put the plan together for the wheel, which I want to give a shout out to because the wheel has been really fun and seems like it's been a big hit in the community. And Mindy and Michaela both took the time to go to the fair and work that booth. So I wanted to say thank you to both of them as well. We recycled the idea of the wheel for the Taste of Sandwich because it was so successful and it was a huge hit again. We had library trivia questions on there, which was a kind of fun, interactive way to work with our community to kind of enlighten them and show them not just on a piece of paper, these are our services, but to give them an opportunity to be surprised by something. And so many people were shocked about the license plate renewals. That was a big one. So, and people were surprised also at the card, that we take card now. So they were happy about that as well. And we've seen a big uptick in card use for license plate renewals because we're now accepting payments for that with the card. There is a much higher card processing fee, but we always let people know and they don't seem to mind. So it's made it even easier for people to come in. They don't have to.
Again, it was very clever. It really was.
The wheel.
Yeah,
It was so much fun. We had a really good time and it seemed like the taste was quite successful. It was moving from start to finish. There was no break and it was very well laid out. So shout out to the city for that because it was very smooth, the line going
good.
through. The last time we participated was a little bit more chaotic, but this time it worked quite well. Cool. I don't know. Any questions?
No, good. I saw it at the fair. I thought
Yeah.
that was great.
Good time. Okay, the community guide. So the chamber partners with WSPY to do an annual community guide where they get a lot of information from different organizations and businesses to highlight different things that are happening. And they did a 2-page feature on the library for us this year. So I wrote an article about all of the services that we offer that I thought were not very well known in the community. And so hopefully that will bolster some use in generally unused services or unknown services. So when that comes out, be sure to see if you can get your hands on a copy and check it out.
So, where is this community guide? I don't know if I've ever seen one.
This is only the second year.
Oh,
And last year it was the first year doing it, so there were a lot of obstacles and challenges.
I thought if it's an ongoing thing, it's like, oh boy, I've never seen one. So,
Sorry, someone's trying to watch on Zoom, the meeting.
Are they having trouble?
Yeah, they need to be let in.
oh, damn.
Is it the
should
community
be.
guide, Jane, what they put out?
All right, I think it should be good now.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Thank you, Logan. So so this is the second year and it was all the kinks were kind of worked out and there's been a lot more a smoother process. So it has not been published yet.
Oh.
They're finalizing the draft and it should be coming out very soon. You should be able to, I think, pick one up at the chamber. Don't quote me on that. I'll verify. And then I will get back and I can send an email out to the board so that you can know where you can pick one up.
Yeah, does it also come to the mail, through the mail?
I'm not sure. I want to verify with Leslie and Beth. Leslie from SPI and Beth from the chamber.
Keep some copies here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
And the that was something they just did for us pro bono without, like, it was free?
So it's through the Chamber of Commerce, and as chamber members, this was like a perk that we
Oh,
got.
okay.
So it's a way to like through our membership, the library would be promoted, so we didn't have to pay anything to
Wonderful.
participate.
Good.
Great advertising.
Yeah. And Beth has been doing a really good job with that at the chamber. I'm not sure if anybody has gotten the chance to go to some chamber events yet, but she's really been doing a good job. All right. Any other questions on that? Okay. ILA conference, that was today. So I participated. I went to the ILA conference today, which is the Illinois Library Association. It's occurring today through Thursday, and today was opening day, and they had a bunch of panel presentations, and I had some colleagues that presented. One of them featured a little bit of information about us with all the things that libraries have been going through, and just sharing some knowledge and sharing some strategies on how to hone and remind ourselves of our purpose and come together as a unit and keep doing the good work that we do as a library.
Where'd you go for that one?
Rosemont,
Wow.
that convention center.
You were
Lots
on
of
the road
traffic today.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot of driving, but it was very good. I had a very good time. It was fun.
Will any of your other staff members go or no?
The tickets were $275. Yeah, so not this time, but I'm hoping that in future budgets, I want more participation in conferences like that from our staff members. And there are some that we're able to go to, because usually the reason why this ticket was so expensive was because it was for panel presentations. It would be much cheaper and affordable if you just did exhibits, but exhibits weren't open today, and I wanted the panels. That's where I felt like I was going to get the most information, most value for the money spent. But in the future, I would like to build more into our conferences budget so that more staff members can attend. Yeah.
Will you be able to go back, or is it just for today?
Just for today, for me. Okay. Prairie Cat app. It has officially gone live. Have you guys played with it? Is it nice? Do we like it? Nancy has no idea.
I looked at
I don't know.
But I
Maybe
didn't.
I have.
dying. I haven't liked it.
It is a new application. So if you had previously been using the Prairie Cat app, you have to eliminate that one from your phone, uninstall it. And then the new one will be labeled as under Prairie Cat Libraries. That's what you have to search for in the App Store in order to find it. And the icon will say Prairie Cat on the go. That's the correct app that you want to download. And they're leaving the old one active for a while and pinning messages on it for users that will direct them to the new app. So hopefully it will be a relatively seamless transition. But eventually the original app will go offline. And so
October 25th is the
Yes.
message that I got.
yes, that's good. You're getting them. So you're all ready.
So I downloaded it and I haven't played with it very much, but from the little bit I looked at it, am I assuming then that it's incorporating the Libby and the Boundless? So does that mean I'm supposed to get rid of both of those apps on my phone and it's all?
No.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
oh,
So
okay.
that's a complicated question.
Yeah, I found it a little bit confusing as I was kind of walking my way through it, because it's
Right.
like, all right, here's my Boundless and here's my Libby, and what am I
Yeah.
supposed to do with my other stuff? And am I gonna lose everything I've got on the other two apps?
Absolutely not. You will not lose anything that you had on those apps. So the way that this app for Prairie Cat is functioning is it's a one-stop shop. So instead of having to go to two separate apps for the library catalog, they're integrating the Libby catalog into the Prairie Cat app. So now you just have to open up your library app and you can check out an audiobook or an ebook through Libby, and it will show up in your Libby app. So then when you want to access the books that you check out, You can go in the Libby app, download it and listen like you normally would. It's just an easier checkout process. That's all that is.
Hmm.
There was a plan to integrate Boundless. However, I'm not sure if you guys have heard the news, but Boundless is run through Baker and Taylor, and Baker and Taylor is closing.
No way.
Yeah. We're lucky because we use Ingram as our book buyer, well, as our book vendor. Many libraries in our consortium use Baker and Taylor. They don't have a book supplier or a material supplier right now. Well, they will until they officially close, but it's going to be very problematic. So a lot of libraries are going to have to find a new book supplier vendor, might have to use a couple until things kind of get figured out. But there was like a buyout deal that was in progress so that Baker and Taylor could stay active. And it fell through 3 days before it was supposed to be signed. So now it's officially closing. And we are unsure about what's going to happen with Boundless. The last that I was aware of through Carolyn Coulter, who is the Prairie Cat director, she informed us that they're looking to just transfer the host to the web host to a different company, so we won't lose collection and we'll just lose Boundless. But that's going to be tricky because Boundless is pretty new. Boundless is brand new too, so it's just it's just the world. Lots of things happening with the world, but we're okay right now. We use Ingram and Amazon mostly for our suppliers, so thankfully it won't hit us too hard. Hopefully Ingram is stable and will stay stable forever. Did that sufficiently answer your question about the app though?
Yeah, I'm still playing. I haven't given it enough time yet to
Okay.
work through it, but
Yeah.
it's just different.
It is. And just like anything, hopefully it'll get easier with
Learning
use, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just you should be able to check out audiobooks and ebooks through the library app now, which is something you weren't able to do before. Microfilm digitization project. I'm very excited. This is in progress. Most of the microfilm has been sent to Advantage Archives, so they're in the process of digitizing it. There are only 3 reels that have been left behind because the Illinois Newspaper Project was still using them. So I already worked with Advantage Archives and the Illinois Newspaper Archives to let them know everything that was going on. And they're going to inform me when they're finished with those reels, and then I will send those back to Advantage for them to finish that up. But it should be ready in a month or 2 for our online platform, which I am so stoked about. And we have closed down the microfilm machine for the general public apart from the newspaper project people. And I'm going to be working with Jess to do a big marketing campaign for the news, for the digitization, because it's already started. But
Do your regular microfilm users know that this is happening?
not yet. So Joan Hardicup knows, and I don't think that Schwemline knows yet. I'm gonna be excited to tell him. But yeah, so I want to do a big promo for that.
He'd probably give you a whole half hour on WSPY to talk about it.
He probably would.
He would go on and on.
Yeah. I hope that he'll be excited about it. All right. Any other questions on that? All right. And last but not least, the Northwestern Hospital Collaboration Project for that swing bed menu. I am in the works with Ashley Brown over there. We're finalizing the project. Our plan right now is to do a soft launch for 2 weeks in early November, just to see how it works, see how the patients like it. If there are any kinks or obstacles, we can smooth those out. And then we're going to do a hard launch at, I believe
Rural health.
thank you, Rural Health Day event. That's a big deal for the hospitals. It's like a big social event that Ashley invited me to. So we're going to have a table set up, and that's going to be the big promotion for the new project, which will simultaneously act as our launch for this new swing bed program. So I'm really excited. I'm excited for it, and I hope that it's useful and that people enjoy it. Does anybody have-
That rural healthcare health day is going to be the third Thursday in November.
Yep.
As far as I know, we're on a committee there, so that's the only reason I know.
Very good. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Barb, for all that. It's wonderful. We appreciate you and all you do and your whole staff. Next, we'll have just 2 items under new business. So Barb, you want to talk us through the Narcan
Yes.
information?
So earlier this year, it was signed into law by Governor Pritzker for Illinois that libraries will have to legally supply a collection of Narcan that would be accessible to the public as needed. I didn't originally bring this up because there was legal confusion in terms of how it was worded in the bill, where district libraries would not technically apply to this bill. It had to do with like the Libraries Act and how that only, besides the point. I can go into depth if you'd like, but for the case of this meeting, talking with lawyers and following up with Ansel Link, they're saying they think that that was an oversight, that the goal is that all libraries in the state will have to have a supply of Narcan available. So I want to get started on this right away, even though we don't legally have to, so that we can have everything in place and ready. Thankfully, this will come at no expense to the library. This should be automatically supplied through our health departments or various other organizations, medical organizations in the state. I have a whole list of them. That won't be an issue. The one thing that might pose a little bit of a concern is that also part of the law is that there has to be someone on staff, at least one person that is trained to administer Narcan. With us being so small, that's going to have to be everybody. And not everybody might be comfortable with this. And my unfortunate answer to that is the law says too bad. So everybody will have to be trained on how to use this, and everybody will have to be expected to assist if a situation arises. To my knowledge, nothing like that has happened here, but what we know about libraries is lots of unexpected things happen that you never think will. So I'm going to be developing that as well, building a process around it, making sure all of our staff is trained. I will likely be requesting to open late one day so that we can have a sufficient trainer come in to do a training for everybody. And depending on how long that takes, it might be an hour, it might be more than that, but I just want to have the time available. So I'd be requesting that for the board, just open late one day for that training in the morning. And that's pretty much it.
Do we have to have anything in policy or anything if we have a staff member who's trained and they have to apply it? Who's legally responsible?
That's a very good question. And to my knowledge, actually, I have a whole pad of notes on that, Nancy. So I don't want to say anything because I haven't reviewed it in a while coming back from vacation, and I don't want to unintentionally give incorrect information. So what I will do is I'm going to make a document for all of those notes, because there was a webinar with lawyers from Ansel Glink that went over all of that with those commonly asked questions. There is an answer to that, and I just don't want to say anything that I don't remember.
Right.
So I will make a list and I will send that out to all the staff members and the board members. So everybody will be prepared, and that will be publicly available if anybody wants it as well.
Okay.
There also was like, we're not sure if it's supposed to be like available to the public for them to grab, like as part of the collection, or if we would just keep a supply behind the desk and that it's there if anybody needs it. And if that's the case, like if somebody does need it, who applies it would be the person who is trained.
Yeah.
So that would be a library person. So we likely keep it behind the desk and ready.
Well, I just want to make sure that the staff members were covered legally
And because this law is this way, I remember them talking about that, and I don't have a gut feeling of it being like, oh no, are we gonna get in trouble? No, because I do know that Narcan has no negative effects if you aren't having an overdose.
Oh.
It won't affect your body at all. And if you are having it, it will save.
Okay.
So there shouldn't be any medical complication due to the Narcan, from what I remember from that. But again, I will write all those notes out, clarify it for everybody directly from the source. I can even, if I'll search to see if they recorded that webinar too, and I can share that as well.
I just don't want the staff members to feel unsure about
I don't either.
that, because I know that when I was teaching, I was not happy when they would say, you have to carry an EpiPen or something out. And
Yeah, I agree. It's
I
like,
don't want it.
I'm not a medical professional. It makes it's uncomfortable,
Mhm.
and you're not trained. And
Right.
1 hour to 2 hour long training may not feel sufficient enough. I completely empathize with that.
Well, and who determines if a person is having a reaction to
I hope that they go over the symptoms of what to look for in our training.
and I know somebody else would be on the phone to 911 calling.
100%.
Yeah.
And that would be the case for any medical situation. And I mean, if it was an overdose, you'd be on the phone immediately
Yeah.
anyway.
But I mean, I wouldn't know what to look for.
Right. Yeah, and that is what I'm concerned about, because I have some staff members that are nervous to be on a camera, like have their pictures taken. So
Mhm.
like, unfortunately, this is not a choice. If you want to work in libraries, this is part of it now. So we just handle that with grace and compassion, and have however many one-on-one conversations we need to with anybody who might be uncomfortable. Make sure there's sufficient training that would be annual, so everybody gets refreshed, and just handle it as respectfully as we possibly can.
If it could be identified in the same, pretty much in the same vein as the AED machine.
Correct.
They were trained on that. It's something that if they're on staff, they need to know how to do it. They would need to know how to do it. And the liability for that, I think in our litigious society, nobody is really safe from any kind of legal repercussions.
Right.
But I think if we look at it in the same vein as the AED machine, these are health things that could happen.
Right.
Thank you, Barb. Let's move on to item B there. Approval of a quote from Pizzo for the prairie burn. The quote is for $3,537.01. Would we have a motion to approve that?
I'll move.
Thank you, Jen. All right, any discussion or questions? Barb, anything you want to tell us about that? Does anyone have questions for Barb?
We are due for a burn. And this will not impact our budget because I'm planning to use per capita funds to pay for it. So there's no issue with trying to fit it in when it wasn't planned.
Are they thinking that they would do it this fall yet?
This fall or next spring.
One thing that came to my mind, which we can just bypass if necessary for time, but was this who we had kind of signed something with them that we said would get the same price for, so this is not an increase, this is the same?
Correct. What we signed was a 3-year contract for the same price for annual maintenance
Okay,
of the prairie, not
Okay.
for the burn, which the burn occurs once every 3 to 5 years.
oh, okay. Do you know how much it went up since they did it last?
Not off the top.
Okay,
of my
that's
head.
fine, I don't really need to know.
If
Okay.
you'd like to know, I'm
No,
happy. I can research it tomorrow and get you the answer.
Okay, it's not gonna change the price to know that, so.
For those of you that weren't on the board before we had our last burn, Pizzo takes care of notifying all the neighbors,
Okay.
the fire department, they take care of, so that dollar amount encompasses all of that, along with all the stuff that they do, so.
very controlled and
Very
and
unusual.
they know what they're doing.
Mhm. Any further discussion or questions? All right, hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote. Jen,
I,
Heather,
Hi.
Jane,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
Matthew, I say aye. All right, and so that is approved. That'll move us to committee reports. Building and grounds, did you meet?
No, we're still waiting on them to put
Okay.
us on the schedule.
Okay.
They're busy doing roofs all around town.
Yeah. Finance, did you meet?
we did not, but I do just want to follow up on, from last month's meeting where there was some discussion about FDIC coverage through First National Bank. And I recalled some conversation when we were first considering the Illinois funds and we did check with, First National Bank then. Barb went back to them again, just to clarify with them. So there was no concern about our funds in excess of $250,000. So I just want to make sure that First National has treated us well and has always done good things for us. And I just wanted to confirm and clarify that.
Good, thank you. Personnel committee, did you meet? All right. Policy committee did not meet?
No.
All right, that'll take us to our upcoming meetings. We'll have a general meeting of the Library Board of Trustees on Tuesday, November 11th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Policy committee meeting, tentative date Tuesday, November 4th. Levy.
That's just a note that it's levy season.
Oh, okay.
And we'll
Right.
be expecting it. Yep,
Okay. It's coming.
it's coming.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
I have a question.
Um,
I want to ask if this is something the board can discuss or we need to go into executive session. We've now had our visitors come and request the pledge for months and months and months, and I know the board sits here quietly and doesn't say anything. I just wondered
Nancy,
if the
since it's
board-
not on the agenda, I'm gonna ask that you request for Barb to put that on the agenda.
for next
I don't
time.
think that's something we can talk about tonight.
Okay,
Yeah. Mhm.
because I just gathered from us that seem to be on the same page, but
If you would like that to be discussed, then let Barb know and she can put that on the
Okay.
agenda. Okay, thank you. Adjournment, a motion to adjourn at 7:12 p.m. Thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7:12 p.m.
better and better.